Good morning. Let's look into a few more questions of Indian economy so that you will get more idea, some more clarity, so with respect to how to answer these questions. So let me straight away open the document with respect to questions on Indian economy. Kindly have a look at this. Right. So the first one, if you can look at economic planning is in. So you know what is economic planning, and we need to go for this planning. But where exactly it is present? So we know that there is a schedule called seventh schedule. Under this, you have union list, state list, and concurrent list. Clear? And you know what is the difference between all these three lists, right? So now the question is that where exactly is this concept of this economic planning is mentioned? So this is mentioned under concurrent list. Look at this. Answer is option C, that is concurrent list. That is the reason why both central government and also the state government will make the plans, right? They will make the economic plans, and this is basically for the development of the social and economic. Right? So this is one important one. And see here, if you attempt questions like this, this economic planning is located in is in. So union list, state list, and concurrent list. So then what will happen? So when you look at these three lists, automatically you will come across with the this is schedule number 7. And in the examination, there may be a question. There may be a question in which schedule the lists are mentioned. Of course, that will become a part of this constitution. So, but this is how you need to relate one subject to the other subject. Meaning, if you look at one question, all the related areas you should be able to recollect. So your recollection itself is becoming a revision for you. Hope you are getting this right. Next. Look at this. You know this answer, right? MRTP is related to. Obviously, you are going for option A. So we have already discussed very elaborately monopoly and trade restrictions. So, and this act came into the picture in the year 1969. Okay. And it has been completely scrapped in 2009. So meaning is simple. Since 1969, this act was existing in India, and it has been completely, removed in the year 2009. So this MRTP Act has been replaced by Competition Act. So for this, the answer is option A. So this is a direct question. You can read the question and go for the answer. When was the new liberalized industrial policy announced in India? So that happened with the economic reforms of 1991. So option B is the answer. So again, I'm repeating. So for these questions, for these type of questions, so you are not wasting any time. So you are not wasting even a single second also. So in the questions like this sort, you will be saving good amount of time. Next. Look at this. Industry having the largest investment in Indian economy is tea, cement, steel, jute. Option C is the answer. This is steel, right? Look at this. Again, you are aware of this. While discussing 5-year plans, this point has also been discussed. Look at this. The outlines of the second 5-year plan was made by B.N. Godgil, V.K.R. Rao, P.C. Mahalanobis, or D, CN Vakil? I'm pretty sure that you all have recollected, and it is option C. Kindly recollect the points what we have discussed during the discussion on 5-year plans. Okay, next. This is one important one, very frequently asked. So probably some of you are not aware of this. Look at this. The first type of cooperative societies established in India: credit societies, marketing societies, agriculture societies, housing societies. And kindly make a change here. This is not, this is agriculture societies. So these are the credit societies that were made first, right? So regarding cooperative societies, so we'll have a discussion. Next, another important one, very frequently you come across in the newspaper also. The term paper gold is associated with paper gold. It is not physical gold, but it is paper gold, meaning it's a document, it's a certificate, right? But that particular paper or the document or certificate, whatever you call, that will carry the same amount of this weightage with respect to the physical gold. Weightage in the sense I am talking in respect of the price. Clear? So meaning is simple. So if somebody is carrying a paper gold, if somebody is carrying paper gold, it means that that person is carrying the worth of the gold. So instead of keeping the physical gold with us, so we can invest in bonds. So they are called this paper bonds or paper gold. So that what will happen, the respective authority, the respective institution will be issuing the certificates, and those certificates will also have the equal value like that of the physical gold, right? Just like so we sell this, we buy and we sell the gold, physical gold. In the similar manner, so a person who is holding the paper gold can also sell it to somebody else. Clear? So that all depends on the mutual understanding. So right, so and whenever he is selling this paper or the document, that will carry the same amount, right? So whatever is the value of the physical gold on that particular day, the same amount has to be paid. Meaning is simple, as the gold rate is increasing, the same rate associated with this paper will also increase. Simple. Instead of carrying the physical gold, you are investing in the form of the paper gold. Am I clear? But the only problem is that if nobody is available to purchase that, then it will be a problem. And if the value of the gold is increasing, the value of this paper gold is also increasing. If the value of the physical gold is coming down, the value of the paper gold will also come down. Clear? Now, I'll just show you this. Look at this. So the term paper gold is associated with special drawing rights of IMF, special facility of the World Bank, currencies still in gold standard, or deficit budgeting. Answer is option A, that is special drawing rights of IMF. And let me explain you what exactly is this. I have some information. Kindly have a look at this. Examples of paper gold are gold certificates issued by banks and mints, pool accounts, future accounts, and New York Stock Exchange, listed exchange traded fund. So with these products, you own a piece of paper rather than physical gold. This paper product is gives you the exposure to the gold price. So you can make a profit by selling them to someone wishing to own paper gold. However, when nobody wants to purchase paper anymore, it becomes worthless since you may not be able to redeem your metals. That's it. So instead of purchasing physical gold, you are purchasing paper gold. All right. But the problem will be there if there is no one to purchase. Then it will not have any value. Next, going further. You're already aware of this. In one of the classes, I was discussing about this. The Reserve Bank of India was set up on the recommendations of option D, that is Hilton Young Commission. Very frequently asked question. Next. Service tax, always there in the news. Please have a look at this. See here, kindly remember one thing. All the taxes are mentioned in the constitution. That is the reason why the GST, so which we are discussing during our current affairs sessions very, very frequently. So now it's a part of the constitution. Until and unless it is not a part of the constitution, you cannot impose that. Am I clear? So that's the reason why. So whenever new tax is introduced, so that new tax has to be added to the constitution by amending the constitution, right? And when you look at the service tax, you know, we're all paying these service taxes, right? So and with this service tax, most of the taxes, what will happen? The constitution has given the power to central government for imposing, and some taxes can be imposed by the state government, right? It is not just imposing, but you need to collect also, right? And after collecting, you can appropriate that. But there is a difference here. Some taxes are imposed, collected, and appropriated by the central government. Imposed, collected, and appropriated by the state government. Imposed by central government, but collected by the state government, appropriated by both the central and state government. So like this, there is a variation. So for this particular topic, let me have a separate discussion. I'll give you all the details along with the articles that are associated with this taxation. Right, so I'll have a detailed discussion and I'll give you various examples also, right? But here, the point here is that now, with respect to service tax, it is a question. Let's look at the question and let's try to answer it. Look at this. Service tax is A, levied by union. Levied means imposition. Collected and appropriated by union and states. So here, in this case, instead of going to A, B, C, D, so straight away you can get the answer. You got the answer under option A. So, but thing is that you should be very, very sure in the examination that your option A is right. And instead of this A is given, this option is given in the A, the same statement may be given in the form of, at the C or D level. So during that time, you are expected to read all the options. But anyways, for safe side, read all A, B, C, D in the examination, then come to a conclusion and go for the answer. But here, for this particular question, answer is given in the form of option A. Meaning, service tax is levied by union, collected and appropriated by union and states. This is the answer. Since service tax is very much there in the news, every time, it may be a possible question in any forthcoming examination. Okay. Now, look at this. So, which article deals about service tax? Article 112, Article 110, Article 280, Article 268A. Obviously, the answer is option D. Okay. Next. Here. This point, have a look at this. Which country had first industrial revolution? It's a basic point. You need to remember this. Option C is the answer. That is England. Look at this. Increase in net RBI credit. Net RBI credit for central government represents what? Is it budgetary deficit, revenue deficit, fiscal deficit, or monetized deficit? Answer is option D, that is, monetized deficit. So meaning is simple. So through this particular credit, RBI is extending its support to the government. So deficit is always a dangerous one. So you need to extend your support, and that support will be given by RBI. Okay, and RBI is giving the credit to the central government, and this is representing the monetized deficit. As you know already, individuals cannot open his or her account in. So we can open our accounts in remaining all the banks except in RBI. RBI accounts are basically meant for government. That's the reason why. So whatever the consolidated fund of India or consolidated fund of a state, right? Otherwise, contingency fund of India or contingency fund of a state, like public accounts, right? And all these accounts are government accounts, and only those accounts are maintained by RBI, and RBI does not allow an individual to open account. Okay, look at this. This is one important and rather interesting. Look at this. The reason for continuous decline, the reason for continuous decline in average holding size in India. So we are talking about the land average land holding size in India is. So what are the reasons? Look at this. 4 options are given, 1, 2, 3, 4, and you are expected to pick up from these 4. That is the reason why you have been given A, B, C, D. Either it should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 3, 4, or 1, 4, or 1 and 2. And you can also look at the answer, that is C. So for these type of questions, you are expected to pay more attention. Already you are paying good attention, there is no doubt, but you are expected to pay more attention, because little deviation may cause a losing a mark. And in some examinations you also have the negative marking. Instead of getting a mark, right, instead of not getting a mark, and you will be losing some marks. So you need to be very, 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 very careful and look at the question. Law of inheritance, consolidation, farm mechanization, and the desire of land ownership. So option C, that is 1 and 4, is the correct answer for this question. Right. So the following is a direct tax: sales tax, excise duty, customs duty. Right. See, here very clear. So you know what is a tax, which is a compulsion, and the taxes are divided into direct taxes and indirect taxes. Direct tax is a tax that is paid by individual or by the organization directly to the government. That is called direct taxation, meaning there is no mediator in between individual or organization and the government. Right? That is called the direct tax. Example, income tax. Income tax, the individual or the organization, it will pay directly to the so-called, this government. Right? So if it is paid by individual, it is called income tax. If it is paid by organization, that is called corporate tax. Right? Now, so these both are paid by the respective individuals or the organizations directly to the government. But sometimes what will happen, a concept of mediation will come into picture. Right? And these are called indirect taxes. That's the reason why If you look at this sales tax, service tax, excess duty or customs duty, here the individuals are paying not directly to the government. You are not paying directly to the government, but you are paying to a mediator, right? For example, here, so we go to the restaurants. So there we are providing, this is service taxes, or you are paying some fees to the educational institutions, and there you will be paying the service tax, right? And the service tax is levied by the government, and but you are paying as an individual, you are paying it to the mediators. So that's you are paying it to the mediator, and the mediator will be paying it to the government. If a mediator is coming into the picture, that is called the this indirect tax. Meaning is simple. For example, if you look at the service tax providers must collect the service tax, and that should be paid to the government. So that is the basic idea. That is the reason why you may be aware of this. All the people who are using the post-paid services, like these mobiles. So there, if you can look at the bill, you can very clearly see service tax, and that service tax is collected by service provider, right? So maybe Airtel, Reliance, those people will be collecting, and those people will be paying it to the government. That is called indirect tax. So now have a look at this. Look at this. So which of the following is a direct tax? Questions related to the direct tax. Sales tax is indirect. Excise is indirect. Customs is also indirect. Is it okay? So option D is the answer. None of the above. Look at this. Who was appointed as the chairman of the 14th Finance Commission? Yesterday we had a discussion on this. 14th Finance Commission chairman is Y. Venugopala Reddy. That is YB Reddy. And option C is the answer. You know this. But if you can look at this question, in the brackets I have given something like 2015 to 2020, right? But if you look at this Finance Commission appointed in January 2013. But what is this 2015 to 2020? Important for the examination point of view. Yesterday, while discussing about article number 280, I told you the President of India appoints Finance Commission every 5 years. And Finance Commission has a purpose that also I discussed with you yesterday. And generally, the Finance Commission recommendations are accepted as it is, right? So now what will happen is that, so whatever the recommendations that are given by the Finance Commission, as I discussed with you yesterday, those recommendations are implemented by the government, and those recommendations are valid for 5 years. Those recommendations are valid for 5 years. So here, if you can look at very clearly in the brackets, when I say 2015 to 2020, meaning the recommendations that are given by the 14th Finance Commission are valid from April 1st, 2015 to March 31st, 2020. So meaning for these 5 years, whatever the recommendations that are given by the Finance Commission will be implemented. Am I clear? So tomorrow there may be a question, what is the period of the validity of the recommendations that are given by 14th Finance Commission? So during that time, they will give you 2014 to 2019, 2015 to 2020, 2016 to 2021. Like this, they may ask you during that time, be very, very careful. It is from 2015 to 2020. Am I clear? That's it. So only the thing is that you need to be little more careful, especially when you are answering the questions on economy. Right, next. I'm going further. Look at this. Disinvestment Commission was constituted in the year 1996. 1996. See, when you look at this Disinvestment Commission, what exactly is this? So basically what happens, Investment means you are, investing some amount. Disinvestment in the sense, whatever the shares of the government that are present in the public sector, some shares will be sold out to the private sectors. So meaning it's one of the concepts in privatization. Am I clear? So disinvestment is nothing. I'm sorry. Disinvestment is nothing but the selling of the government shares to the private enterprises is called the disinvestment. Am I clear? That's the reason why, on year to year basis, in every budget the government is keeping a target for itself, so to earn some amount of money, right? Thousands of crores in the form of the disinvestment. And for that purpose, Disinvestment Commission was created for the first time in the year 1996. Clear? Always important. Very frequently with respect to disinvestment, you will come across in newspapers. Now I'll provide some more information with respect to this. Look at this. Answer is option D, that is 1996. Look at this. The Rangarajan Committee of 1993 was constituted by the government for making recommendations in the context of the disinvestment. Meaning, right, see here, whenever you come across with a committee, so which was the committee that recommended for the disinvestment? Answer is the Rangarajan Committee. Yesterday I was telling you regarding, tax reforms. What was the committee? A Raja Chalaya Committee. So like this, you need to remember this. Okay, Rangarajan Committee is associated with the recommendations with respect to disinvestment. The committee said that the units to be disinvested should be identified and the disinvestment could be made up to any level except in defense and atomic energy, where the government should retain the majority holding in equity. Right? Next. Look at this. Disinvestment should be a transparent process, duly protecting the rights of the workers. An autonomous body for the smooth functioning and monitoring of the disinvestment program should be established. These recommendations led to the establishment of the Disinvestment Commission in the year 1996 as an advisory body. I told you already, wherever you are coming across with the word commission, that is basically meant for submitting the recommendations. It will provide the advices. Ultimate decision will be taken by the government. Advisory body having a full-time chairman and 4 part-time members. And the commission was required to advise the government on the extent, made, timing, and pricing of the disinvestment. Am I clear? Kindly remember the year 1996 and who recommended this? Which committee recommended this? Answer is the Rangarajan Committee. Look at this, it's general information. Maybe you are aware of this. According to 2011 census, during 2001 and to 2011, the highest population growth rate was found in ABCD. So you need to remember the fact, it is Dadra and Nagar Haveli. Okay, next. I need not tell you this. You are already aware of this. FERA was changed to FEMA. It happened in the year 1998. FEMA stands for ABCD. You know this, right? Foreign Exchange Management Administration, Foreign Exchange Management Act, Foreign Exchange Maintenance Act, Foreign Exchange Monitoring Act. I need not tell you, you know the answer for this. It is option B, Foreign Exchange Management Act. Look at this. This also I have discussed with you. Which plan was suspended 1 year before the time that was scheduled? Hope you remember these points. in the examination, if you are coming across with these points, so you should not get panicked. Just maintain your cool and recollect the points. So many plans we have seen during our discussion. So many 5-year plans we have discussed. That is 12 5-year plans we have discussed. And during that time, I categorically mentioned it very clearly that out of these 12 plans, only one plan was terminated 1 year in advance. Clear? And that also happened so because of the change of guard at the union level. Just because there is a change of government, it does not mean that you need to terminate. But the conflicts and the rivalry between those people was so much during that time. That is the reason why so they had suspended the existing plan 1 year in advance, and it happened in the year 1978. Otherwise, it was the 5th 5-year plan. It was the 5th 5-year plan started in the year 1974. It had to continue up to 1979. But in the year 1977, elections took place immediately after the national emergency, and during that election, Congress party lost the power and Janata party came to the power. After Morarji Desai became the Prime Minister of India, then he took a decision to terminate 5th 5-year plan 1 year in advance. So instead of 79, so he terminated in the year 1978 itself. And in the year 1978, Morarji Desai has introduced another plan. That plan is called a rolling plan. Hope you have recollected everything, right? And a rolling plan was introduced in India by the Janata Party government. It was introduced only one time. That's it. 78 to 1980. That's it. Again, in the year 1980, Srimati Indira Gandhi became the Prime Minister of India, and she suspended the rolling plan, and again she introduced the 5-year plans. Am I clear? So that's it. So these are the points that you must remember. And which is the plan that was suspended 1 year in advance? Answer is the 5th 5-year plan. Right? Next. It is not correct. You should be in a position to identify. Again, don't get panicked in the examination. Right? And you know, first plan, second plan, third plan. After that, we have come across with the, these annual plans. Again, 5-year plans continued. Again, in between rolling plan was there. Again, 5-year plans. Again, one more time, you came across with the plan holiday. Again, we started with the 5-year plans. So because you know all the information, don't get panicked, maintain your cool and look at the options A, B, C, D. So then you will be in a position to understand it. Simple. Clear? So the question is that which pair is not correct? Answer is given very clearly. This is, third plan 1966 to 1971. This is not correct. Okay. Third plan period was 1961 to 1966. Okay. In the year 1966, we introduced the plan holiday. Otherwise, it's called annual plans. Very frequently asked question. You know the answer. Look at this. Look at this. MRTP Act was implemented since option C. I discussed, right? 1969. Look at this point, very important. MRTP Act repealed and replaced by MRTP Act was repealed and replaced by Competition Act of 2002 with effect from September 1st, 2009. Kindly remember, Competition Act came into effect in the year 2002. MRTP Act came into effect in the year 1969. And Competition Act, basic idea is to replace the MRTP, and we wanted to make more effective act. And the process was initiated in the year 2002. And slowly, MRTP Act importance was reduced. And finally, on September 1st, 2009, MRTP Act was completely repealed and replaced by Competition Act. So because of this Competition Act only, today in India, we have established a commission called Competition Commission of India, and it is located in New Delhi. Look at this. When goods are imported for the purpose of export, it is called import, export, interport, and of this. So here, if the idea is to, if you are importing goods for the purpose of using in our own country, so that is called importing. All right. But the idea is that you wanted to export, but you don't have the goods in the nation. That is the reason why you want to import, and from here you want to export again. And if the intention is to export after importing, that is called what? Right? A, B, C, D. Look at this. Option B is the answer. This is called entry pot. Look at this. So this is a place where imported goods are re-exported with or without processing. Either you are processing the goods after importing, then you are exporting, right? Or without any processing, if you are exporting, whatever may be. But if you are importing goods for the purpose of exporting, that is called, entry pot. Next. Which committee was constituted for reforms in tax structure? Yesterday we have understood this. It is the Raja Chalaya committee, and option B is the answer. So these are the places where you are not expected to spend more time, since these are the facts directly. So within a very short period of time, you are coming to a conclusion and you are putting the answer, and you will be moving ahead. So this is how you will be, saving time in the examination hall, right? Next. This is another fact. Look at this. The slogan Garibi Hatao was included in fifth plan, right? And whenever you come across with this slogan, that is Garibi Hatao, this slogan was given by Srimati Indira Gandhi. Right? So in this manner, we try to have a look at some of the questions in the Indian economy, right? And very frequently, we'll try to have a look at the questions like this. So you will have more exposure. But what are the fundamental things I told you yesterday and today? Please keep everything in mind. You should not be in a hurry. You should not be tensed. Am I clear? If you are tensed, so you are losing the marks. Take it for granted. Clear? And what are the questions that I have shown you now? I am not expecting that everybody should be knowing the answers for all these questions. No, it's not possible. But once you look at a question, so now because you know the answer, so now you should feel happy that you have learned more, right? So that than your previous knowledge. By looking at the new questions, so you started learning more, and now your confidence levels have increased. Am I clear? So this is how exactly you need to work. Is that okay? Getting tensed unnecessarily, that will be taking you away from your aspirations. Take it for granted. That is the reason why one fundamental principle is that you need to work with lots of commitment and dedication. Number two, you need to go for the practice, periodical practice test. Is that okay? And number three is that, so whenever you are coming across with any new concept, feel happy that you got the opportunity to learn the new things, so that you are enhancing yourself. Clear? You cannot say that examination is 1 month away, 2 months away, 3 months away. I am not aware of this. Then what should happen? Nothing will happen. Clear? As you are preparing for the examination for quite some period, you are really confident, and you are going to make it. And nobody will score 100 out of 100 in any examination. You please take it for granted. Am I clear? But what are all the questions that you are going it for directly? And if you are not aware of anything, wherever the logic is compulsorily used, so you must use the logic in every question, especially with respect to this Indian economy. That will give you the marks with respect to Indian economy. Am I clear? And I wish you all the very, very best. and I wish you a very, very happy Sunday. Enjoy Sunday, right? And have good foods, and keep doing well, and prepare well for all the forthcoming examinations. And I'll see you tomorrow with more informations. Thank you so much.